What's up, YouTube? It's Jake from JakeFUTTrading. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button if you want to make millions of coins in FIFA 20. In today's video, I want to talk about how the market's going to change this year for EA Access, especially on the PS4 since this is our first year having it. It definitely dramatically changes the way we approach the market and how prices will look off the bat, and I wanted to explain how it will differ. In previous years, only Xbox has gotten EA Access, and this will be the first year PS4 has the same rights to it. EA Access is super vital for the market because it allows 10 hours on your console before anyone else. Before the Champions Edition, before the Ultimate Edition, you can get on, you can use those 10 hours to do whatever you choose. I'm seeing so many different guides and videos come out about EA Access, and they're referencing PS4 prices from last year, although we didn't even have EA Access, so it's really misleading. Obviously, on web app, people don't have many coins, and it's a lot harder to make coins. You can't play any games with coin bonuses. You can't complete objectives. Trading can be a little bit harder for some on web app as well. The filters can be a little bit tougher, sniping, things like that. So all in all, it's really tough to get coins right off the bat. On September 18th, when web app releases, it's going to be vital to try to make as many coins as possible and then use them before September 19th when everyone can access FIFA points, which is the huge market mover this year. Starting on September 19th this year for both consoles, not just Xbox, people can load up FIFA points and start buying packs. As people buy packs, more coins come into circulation and allow people to purchase cards at a higher price. I hate to say it, but with EA Access coming to PS4, it's going to give a pretty significant disadvantage to Road to Glories this year compared to last year. Last year during FIFA 19, the web app released September 19th, and EA Access came out September 20th on Xbox. Footbin's graphs start reading September 21st, and I wanted to show you the dramatic difference between Xbox and PS4 prices caused by EA Access. Remember, last year PS4 didn't have EA Access, which is why you see some of these prices start so low. I'll explain why in a second, but let's review a couple differences in prices between a few key meta players. To get started, let's look at fan favorite Virgil van Dijk. His 85 card was released during FIFA 19, and the first price he has on Footbin for PS4 is $39K. His first price on Xbox, September 21st, was $88K. Mbappe, okay, he released as an 87, fantastic card, really hyped up. He released as 195K on PS4 as of September 21st. And 363K on Xbox. Fred, 11K on PS4, 19K on Xbox. Walker, 35K on PS4, 71K on Xbox. Those are just a few examples out of dozens I could pull, reflecting that meta cards were way higher on Xbox because of EA Access. So when people are putting PS4 prices in their guides from last year, it isn't at all reflective of what will happen this year, and it's actually a bit misleading. If you can find cards that can triple or quadruple in price again, you're doing something very right, because it will be a lot harder to do. As I mentioned earlier, when Xbox has access to EA Access last year, they started loading up on FIFA points, and people could instantly buy players for their team that they really wanted to use. That's why you see players like VVD, Fred, Walker, almost twice the price of PS4, and that's not going to happen this year. PS4 is going to have the same EA Access, and prices will start significantly higher. If I were making a guide, which I'll definitely put out on Twitter and Instagram as the game gets a little bit closer, I would use Xbox prices from last year, as it will be more reflective of kind of true growth and how the market will be more inflated right off the get-go. If you plan to put out guides, please do the same, because I don't want people to be misled into thinking that 82 cards are going to quadruple pretty often again on PS4. The reason they did that was because no one had coins when it was just web app. It really differentiates and shows how much coins people get off FIFA points. It's always really bothered me since being on social media when people put out misleading information. I know it happens all the time, especially on this site, YouTube, where people do really clickbaity titles. And I get that to draw in an audience, but I think in this case that a lot of people are putting out misinformation or misguided information, and I want you guys to have a realistic perspective of how it's going to change the market and where it's going to start on for PS4 this year. In summary, Xbox and PS4 prices this year as of September 21st, a few days after the web app release, should look really similar and a lot more so than last year. Last year, Xbox prices were nearly double PS4 on most meta players. You won't see that again this year. You won't see investments to make that are going to quadruple in price easily on PS4 because everyone has coins off the bat. The amount of people who will put on FIFA points that are going to have EA access, I would say probably is 50% or upwards of that. Unfortunately, what this means for players like me and maybe players like you, if you're a road to glory this year, you're going to be at a bigger disadvantage on PS4 than you were last year. People that are part of Credit Card FC are going to be inserting their credit card, spending hundreds of dollars right away, and it's going to keep the market a lot higher. I personally wish it didn't come to the PS4 console because I'm on it and I feel like it was a really level playing field. You could see where different traders were. And on top of that, like, it made me feel like I was ahead of the game. I think one day after launch on September 28th last year, I have screenshots of having 1.8 million coins, 0 FIFA points spent. So it only took me really a week to get involved there, and this year will be a little bit tougher, but I plan to show you guys the best approach on how to make coins using the EA access and the web app. I think those are two different things, and I think the approaches should be separate for those, and I'll have guides coming on YouTube for each one. I know this style of video may be a little bit unique and different for YouTube, but my goal here is to teach you guys about the market and who you should follow and what information you should follow. This is in detail pretty much how the PS4 market should start differently this year and how you should not really pay attention to starting prices last year. I want to show you guys the differences between this year and last year for PS4 having access and how EA access actually modifies the market pretty heavily. I'll have very specific guides coming out soon on what to do for the web app period of trading, which will just be September 18th really for both consoles this year, and then what to do on EA access as well. I really appreciate those of you who are tuning into this YouTube channel in its early stages. I know I have a lot of room for growth and my setup's kind of weird. There's a ping pong table behind me. We're just switching offices. We have a baby on the way, so we're turning that into a nursery. So I just really appreciate your support early on. It's encouraging me to make these videos. Thank you guys for tuning in today. I hope to see you back soon. Bye.